And I can swear it's a pretty long trip. I watched a movie on a plane and I stumbled into a nice quote saying, "People are driven by misery to revolution." And I told myself that would make a fantastic intro to my talk because this is a story of misery, but also of resistance and revolution. Almost 18% of the Malagasy people live in extreme poverty, and they are in survival mode every day. Madagascar is a really fantastic country, very beautiful, very rich in terms of biodiversity, natural resources, land, people, and culture, but at the same time, we are lacking the most basic things such as food, electricity, education, healthcare, roads, energy, everything. Politicians promise us the moon, but they just deliver dirty governance, corruption, and misery. We don't have a fair and just society where people have a say on decisions made on their behalf, and we don't have democracy. This is a notion that remains blurred to many of our people. But it doesn't have to be this way, and this has to radically change. So for the last 20 years, for the democratization of my country in various instances, and of course, power holders don't like that, but I'm not here to please anyone, frankly. The most important thing, the important thing is to keep preventing dictatorship from happening in my country and to keep fighting against corruption at all levels. So what I wanted to tell you about today is something that we launched within our community. It's called citizen assemblies. The idea is just to gather ordinary people from all walks of life around the idea of learning about democracy, deliberating about important public questions, and then taking actions together. And we do believe that citizen assemblies can be a powerful way for restoring democracy, not only in Madagascar but elsewhere around the world. The first aim of those assemblies is to ensure that everyone understands what a true democracy looks and feels like, and then give them practical tools in order to engage them into practical actions. Because there's so much confusion about the notion of democracy. If you walk about around Madagascar, you will hear lots of definitions, things going from absolute freedom or no rules. And the confusion with anarchy is sometimes compelling. So we need to tell people how it is really, and we need to fill this knowledge gap about democracy. Because when people don't have the right information in hand, they are more vulnerable to political propaganda, which in turn takes even more power out of their hands. So that's the idea, and here I would like to say that in those assemblies, we really go beyond lofty ideals of democracy. Because what we want to trigger is a collective strategy for really improving people's lives. So those who join us are totally free to pick whatever issue matters to them and any burning question, and we want to solve this together and make tangible impact. The philosophy is to educate, empower, and engage into democratic action. And that's exactly what we are doing through our citizens' assemblies. So how does it work? Every week in various locations, flexible locations, we are convening a group of 10 to 20 ordinary people, regardless of their age, gender, level of education, social status, or employment, whatever. And because of security reasons, we only rely to our former participants and we ask them to bring new people each time for the next assembly on the same location. And the gathering style is really a mix between a word cafe deliberation and a caucus. And we always start with very simple questions such as what is democracy and does my voice as a simple citizen matter? Newcomers sometimes feel skeptical and hopeless, because they think that their fate lies only in the hands of the government. But very rapidly they shift their mind and they start to open up. And then we discuss the practical issues and we find solutions together. And it is assemblies. We are also connecting them with the safe whistleblowing platforms for reporting corruption, and this works.